I'm the Mr. C, and this is my One Wheel Crisis.
Today we'll be riding the mall in Washington, D.C. Scorecard. Well, golf course was not my best showing. An average view duration of 2 minutes and 5 seconds, which is roughly 20% of the video. And although the continuous segment was 7 minutes long, only 11% of us were watching at that point. So, back to the drawing board. This is Stanton Park. It's named after Edwin M. Stanton, the Secretary of War during the American Civil War, whose attempted removal from his office by President Andrew Johnson prompted his own impeachment. This is Major General Nathaniel Greene, known as George Washington's most talented and dependable officer, and is known for his successful command in the Southern theater of the war. I was very excited about this trip to Washington, D.C. I was very much looking forward to one-wheeling around town. But I would choose the one day Washington, D.C. is closed down because of threats in reference to the trial of the previous president. It all seems a little excessive, but I was not tasked with keeping the Capitol safe, so really, what do I know? This is Washington Union Station. It's a major train station, opened in 1907, and is Amtrak's headquarters and the railroad's second busiest station, with an annual ridership of just under 5 million. And as an intermodal facility, Union Station also serves the MARC, the VRE commuter rail services, the Washington Metro, the DC streetcars, intercity bus lines, and the local Metro buses. On the right here, you'll see the permanent mission of Canada to the OAS, or the Organization of American States, a League of American Republics with a common military, a mutual defense pact, and a supranational parliamentary assembly. Now, since the 1990s, the organization is focused on election monitoring, but has faced significant criticism for alleged cooperation in tandem with the U.S. foreign interests. The National Air and Space Museum was established in 1946 as the National Air Museum and opened its main building in the National Mall near L'Enfant Plaza in 1976. In 2018, the museum saw approximately 6.2 million visitors, making it the fifth most visited museum in the world and the second most visited museum in the United States. And this, my friends, is my super duper professional camera work. The building hidden by my ham-fisted camera ship would be the National Gallery of Art, which we saw coming in on the other side. The museum was privately established in 1937 for the American people by a joint resolution of the United States Congress. Andrew W. Melton donated a large collection and funds for the construction. The museum was initially endowed during the 1960s with a permanent art collection of Joseph H. Hirschhorn. It was designed by the architect Gordon Bunshaft and is part of the Smithsonian Institute. It was conceived of as the United States Museum of Contemporary and Modern Art and currently focuses its collection building and exhibition planning mainly on the post-World War II period, with a particular emphasis on the art made during the last 50 years. And over here is a set of buildings that will require its own video, but suffice it to say there's the Smithsonian Castle, the Arts and Industries Building, the National Museum of African Art, the Andre Jackson Downing Urn, the Endit Haupt Garden, the Moongate Garden, the Arthur M. Sackler Gallery, and the Freer Gallery of Art. The Smithsonian Castle is both the Smithsonian Institute's administrative offices and the information center. So if you're going for a trip and you're not sure where to go or what to see, this is a good place to get started.
Stay on target.
We're too close.
Stay on target.
The The National Museum of African American History and Culture, established in December of 2003 and opened its permanent home in September of 2016, it is ranked the fourth most visited Smithsonian museum in its first full year of operation. It is a 10-story building, 5 above ground and 5 below. The exterior of the structure, whose frames lean outward to create a corona, and that consists of thin screens or scrim perforated by geometrical patterns based on historical iron grills found in Charleston, South Carolina, New Orleans, and Louisiana. Here is another one of those instances where not having the rights to music ruins a video. O Fortuna from Carmina Burana, set track to 2 minutes and 19 just as I exit the circle on the other side, track back 1 minute and then play both. It brings me near to tears that I can't use it.
There is a fifth dimension.
In Venetian times, when the old doge died and a new one needed to be elected from the Maggior Concilio, they would secretly choose between silver and gold balls, or palote. The Venetians weren't the only ones to hold elections in this fashion. Amongst various groups, including secret societies like the Masons, this is also where the phrase blackballed comes from. Some of the earliest elections in the United States used whatever people had at hand, like pieces of corn of varying colors. For ballots, paper ballots made their first appearance in the land that would become the United States during the 17th century, when the parishioners were choosing a new pastor for the Salem Church. So my son comes up to me and says, "Dad, I'm considering a career in organized crime." I said, "Well, government or private sector?" The government recently announced they're phasing out Roman numerals. Not on my watch. What happened to the government when the president was impeached for the very first time ever? They found themselves in an unprecedented situation. Well, that is it for this time. Thanks for spending the time and taking the ride. See you next time. If you'd like to see more of my One Wheel Crisis, remember the mantra: like, subscribe, notifications.